I'm just going to be honest with you. You should really not be taking more than an hour to find which profitable niche you want to go forward with. Because I know a lot of you guys spend a lot of time figuring out, okay, well, what's the best niche? What's not saturated? What's the most profitable? And I want to start by saying, before I show you these next few niches, if you're concerned with the niche being saturated, I need you to watch literally any of my videos on creating an offer. Watch the video I just uploaded titled I'm Quitting Selling SMMA. That is a perfect example of what you should be doing if you're thinking that the niche is saturated, okay? Because no niche is truly saturated. It's just the offer and the way you're positioning it. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. Guys, the first niche that I want to talk about is going to be apps, okay? And I mean literally phone apps. And stick with me because I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Some pros and cons for this niche is that these guys are liquid because we're going to be speaking to apps that have recently been funded and they need to spend their money, meaning there's an app, they raised a bunch of money, and these investors want to make their money back. And the only way they can do that is if you help them get more app downloads. So they have a ton of money, they need to spend it, and there's not a lot of people competing in this niche. So some of the cons. The sales cycle is a little bit longer because you're dealing with companies that could be a little bit more corporate. Sometimes they're not. The second thing is that you really need to have some confidence because of the price point we're going to be selling this at. And it's not beginner friendly in the way that you're going to be speaking to more sophisticated business owners. So as long as you have like good sales experience in the past, this should really not be an issue for you. So what should you be offering? Organic TikTok content, because again, the whole objective for them is to see how many people can we get to download this app so that obviously they can make more money. So what you would be offering is like UGC content videos on TikTok. You're going to be managing like 5 to 15 accounts, posting the same content, trying to see which account can go viral. And then also copywriting, right? Because you're making videos, you're reaching out to content creators, helping them help you make these videos, or maybe you can even do them yourself. This is a $60,000 contract typically, so you can sell it at an annual rate or at a monthly rate. So that's that right there. And in addition to that, you can also upsell them to paid ads. So like, for example, if you're running their UGC content, they're getting a lot of app downloads organically, and you're saying, hey, I know you got some money still, you want to really run it up? At that point, you can just offer them paid TikTok ads. So it's everything that's included in the organic TikTok package, but you're also including ads, management, right? And that's going to be sold at a $10,000 per month service or $120,000 contract, depending on how you want to look at that. Now, the framework of finding these clients is very simple. We're going to use Crunchbase. Okay, so Crunchbase, if you don't know what that is, Crunchbase is a website where you can actually find companies that have recently been funded. So you can see right here, I'm searching for funding rounds, and on the left side, that's kind of cut off right there, but it says description of keywords, and I just typed in app and then enter, and you can see all of these apps that have recently been funded. So I want to talk about this one right here. This is Pocket. Okay, so Pocket is an app which is similar to different apps like Tomo or Chime, where it's essentially, hey, download our card and you can get a bunch of extra freebies. So you download the app, you sign up, you get a freaking card in the mail. It's like a debit card. And there's a bunch of extra bonuses that you can get. I think it's like cash back. And I'm not exactly sure what Pocket offers them, but this is easily an app that we would be able to do content for on TikTok. So that's exactly how we would find those companies, because again, you can see how much money they're raising. They need to spend it, and there's not a lot of competition. So that's the framework for this one. Now, the next niche I want to show you is finance. Okay, this is going to be credit repair, business loans, insurance. Okay, some of the pros, it's easy outreach because a lot of these people are putting their cell phone numbers on there, right? Like the business owners. It's easy fulfillment. As far as like running ads for them, it's pretty easy to fulfill, and some of the other things I'm going to talk about. And the show rate of these calls are very high because typically these people are in an office, right? They're going to be available to see an email when it comes in, to see a text when it comes in. They're going to be able to show up to the call because they work in an office. Right now, some of the cons to these, and this is mainly like insurance and credit repair, not necessarily business loans because they make more money per deal. But depending on the agents and the credit repair people that you're speaking to, some of them might be lower ticket because they're startups. But those are two different cons. So let me be clear. Credit repair, they're probably going to make an LTV of $3 to $6, sometimes even $1,200 per client. It really depends how they're set up. So you will have to charge cheaper services for them. But then, for example, the second con is a startup. And they're different because, again, if they're starting up, they don't have a lot of money. Because it doesn't matter. You can sell a low ticket offer if you have high LTV if you have money. But a lot of these guys are also starting up, so they just don't have a lot of funds to begin with. And then again, the third con is the LTV play. You're really going to have to show the value on the sales call when you're working with these people, because you have to show them, hey, I know you're probably only going to accept, $100 to $200 on the front end if you're doing credit repair, right? But if they stay with you 3 to 6 months to 12 months, then obviously the LTV is there and it would make sense to move forward. So I just want to make it clear there. But I would recommend these niches because I have worked in them. All the pros check out. These are beginner-friendly niches. So what to offer? On the left side, reputation management. This is easy to sell because it's low ticket, but it also still brings them a really good return on investment. So we're building their brand because we're putting them on Google, or if they already have a listing, we're getting them way more reviews. Because if you get them more reviews, they're going to get ranked higher on Google, and then people will call them from their Google listing. And that's the whole point anyways, right? We're trying to build their business using reputation. And the only way we can do that is if we're building brands, meaning getting good reviews, and then also getting them calls inbound organically from Google. And it doesn't cost any ad spend to get that. And the third thing is, for you, it's high LTV. Like, these guys are going to stay for typically 6 to 12 months on the reputation management offers. Now, for the paid ads offer, this is going to be more like $1,000 to $3,000 per month. So you're going to offer them ad creation, ads management, funnels with automations, and qualified meetings, right? And that's going to be sold at $1,000 to $3,000, depending on if you're going to work with like a credit repair person, an insurance person, or like business loans. And then the framework for this, the way we're going to do outreach for these guys is cold emails, cold SMS, voicemail drops, cold calls, Facebook, LinkedIn, and IG. And we're going to do this as a 2-call close, meaning if we do, let's just say, SMS, like we're texting people and they're like, yeah, I'm interested. Then we're going to call them, hey, what's up? I was the weird guy that was calling you or texting you. How are you? Oh, I'm good. Hey, I'll be quick. So I have this unique selling point that's generating inquiries with your desired prospects. I just wanted to see if you'd be interested in getting some information on that. All we're trying to do is just send them an email, right? I just want to send you an email. I'm not asking for your time. I'm not asking for you to buy something. I'm just talking to you about my unique selling point, what I'm offering. Do you want to see some information? And doing it this way is going to get a lot of people interested than you normally would. So once you get their information, you get their email, you send them the info. Hey, is it okay if I check back with you tomorrow once you've seen the email? 99% of the time, they're going to say, sure. Yeah, once I've seen the email, if it makes sense, yeah, give me a call back. And now you're getting permission to call back, right? Hey, did you see the email? No or yes? Perfect. That's why I was calling. I wanted to see when you had 15 minutes later today or tomorrow so I can show you how this works. And then you get them on the actual sales call. So that's how we're going to do the 2-call close. Now, the third niche, and stick with me before you click away. Okay, contractors are good. Okay, I've been doing contractors. It's not saturated. Okay, before you click away, watch what's going to happen next. So, pros and cons. Super easy outreach. Now, a lot of you are going to be like, that's not true. I've tried to do cold calls and it didn't work because I got a lot of gatekeepers. That's normal, bro. That's normal. If you get a female on the phone, I want you to just hang up. No disrespect to the females out there, okay? I'm just saying there's not a lot of female plumbers out there. There's not a lot of female roofers out there. So 9 times out of 10, if I'm speaking to a woman on the phone when I'm cold calling contractors, they're typically a gatekeeper and they know what they're doing. So I usually just hang up and I move on to the next one because you're trying to find those small to medium-sized companies where you can actually help them scale, right? Where they don't have a lot of gatekeepers. It's just them and a small crew, and they're just getting like 5 to 10 deals a month. Those are the people you want to scale. So if you're getting people that are gatekeepers, skip them. That's what I mean when I say it's easy outreach. It's also really easy fulfillment. I just made a video on that yesterday, how to fulfill Facebook ads for contractors. And the third pro is that they're loyal. They are loyal clients. If you sign them, they will stay with you for a long time, right? Now, some of the cons, they're informal. And that throws a lot of people off. Like, a lot of times they're like, oh my God, they're so mean. No, they're just informal, okay? They're contractors. It's okay. You're going to survive. You just have to also be a little bit more informal. Try not to use like professional verbiage or like super salesy verbiage. Just be like, hey, what's up, man? Type of tone when you're speaking to them, and you'll be fine. So they are a little bit more informal. They are a little bit harder to close because a lot of times, and this is just literally one of the few niches I've ever ran into where I run into this, but a lot of times they genuinely do need to speak to their wives. I don't know, okay? That's just the thing for contractors specifically. They always have to speak to their wife. That is legitimate from what I understand because I've been working with contractors for a long time. So they're a little bit harder to close on that call. But again, if you are able to work with them, they are the most loyal clients. And if you're doing a good job, they're going to stick with you for a long time. And then the third con is that they have high no-shows. A lot of times working with these contracting niches, they don't work on a schedule. And number two, they definitely don't work in an office, right? They're on a roof somewhere, they're in an attic, So if they get a call and you had a call scheduled with them at 2 p.m., but they get a call at freaking 12:30, they got to go do the job, right? So they're going to no-show. And if you're getting a lot of no-shows, that's normal. That's normal. Don't freak out. It's part of the game, especially working with contractors, but they're very good. Now, one more thing before you click away, watch what's next, okay? Because I talked about this a little bit in the beginning of the video, but there are 3 steps, okay, when you're doing cold calls. And this really happens a lot with people who get like depressed or they feel unmotivated after doing outreach because they're getting like a lot of negative feedback. I just want to show you this. So there's 3 parts of the brain. We're going to start with the innermost part right over here in the middle. This is going to be the croc brain, okay? So typically when you cold call somebody, or if you receive a phone call and you see a random number calling you, you're going to be like, what the heck, who is that? I don't know who it could be. You're just naturally going to be on edge with your guard all the way up because you don't know who's calling. Is it a debt collector? Do I owe a bill? Is somebody trying to sell me something? It's just natural, okay? So they answer the phone. They're going to have their guard up. Hello, this is Daniel. And then you're going to say the first line of your script, hey, what's up? I was wondering if you guys could take some of my jobs. Or I was wondering if you could handle some more jobs. And they may start to be like, okay, he is trying to sell me something. Or they're still kind of confused. So at that point, then you can read line number 3 of my script. Link in the description, by the way. Line number 3 is where you're describing your unique selling point and what you're offering. Yeah, I'll be quick. It's actually calling because I work with veterans who want to get a home, but I don't have any loan officers to refer them to. I was wondering if you wanted to take some of those on. We'll just refer them to you for $60 each. Now, if you say that, right, you say that line 3, now they know for certain, okay, he's just trying to sell something, but I'm not threatened, I'm okay. Then they're going to give you the emotional response, right? You're going to get this emotional response where they're like, oh man, I'm good right now. I don't need this, whatever, right? You're going to get that. That's normal. That is normal because now we're getting to the second part of the brain, which is the emotional response where they no longer feel threatened, but they don't want to hear what you have to say. Their brain is technically not on. They're still just autopilot trying to figure out what's going on this call. So if they're like, oh man, I'm not interested right now. Really quick before you hang up, I know you probably get calls like this all the time. I'm not selling some B.S. service, okay? I actually work with homeowners that need or whatever, right? Whatever your pitch is. Again, link in the description for my script. If you can just say your rebuttal confidently, you can get through the emotional part of the brain to get them now thinking logically. We literally need to use rebuttals to absolutely destroy the emotional response in the brain. If you're getting negative emotional responses on the brain, on the call, that is a good sign. That's just nature. You must get through the second part of the brain to get them thinking logically, right? So that's why I start with the, hey, I'm not selling some BS service. Link in the description. But I say that because I'm trying to break the fourth wall with them to really get them to understand, hey, what's up? I'm not just trying to sell you something. I'm a real human. So I start by saying, hey, I'm not selling some BS service. And then I repeat line 3. Because now that I'm saying that, then they're like, wait a second. This is not a salesperson. They would never say BS service. So that's why I say that, because then they're like, wait, what? This is weird. And then I'm like humanizing myself because I'm being a little bit more informal, right? And then they're like, wait a second. And then their brain starts to turn on. Now we're in the third part of the brain, the logical neocortex part of the brain, where they're now thinking logically, and now they're actually listening to what you're saying. So if you guys want to watch any of my cold calling videos on my channel, please watch this because you're going to see this happen live. I'm going to say my little pitch. They're going to say, hell no. And then I break the fourth wall with my rebuttal, and then they're like, wait, now I understand what you're saying. Let me get that email. So just understand that. Now, last, I want to give you guys a bonus niche. And some of you guys are like, what the hell, an agency? Like, I'm trying to start an agency. How would other agencies trust me? Because of partnerships and networking. Okay, the outreach is super easy, right? Obviously, the owners are probably going to have their first and last name and their phone number out there in the internet. Okay, it's easy outreach. It's easy fulfillment. It's very easy to run ads for marketing agencies, and it's also very easy to do organic outreach, like the cold outreach. You guys are just lazy, or you're like mentally fogged. That doesn't mean it's hard to do. The fulfillment and the outreach is actually very easy to do. And then another pro is that, like you said, how are they going to trust me if I don't have my own agency? Because you're networking, you're partnering. Hey, what's up, man? I'm a new agency just like you, and I'm trying to partner up with somebody and just help them get some more deals in the door. And of course they're going to say yes, because you guys are trying to network with each other. You're starting partnerships. You can work together on a commission basis. So, like, for example, a lot of you guys are very good at running ads, but you suck at getting clients. So you're like, hey, what's up, man? I have experience running ads, but I suck at getting clients. So that's why I started working with agencies, because it's so easy to get them clients. And that's like the perfect short story to really build trust with other agencies, because again, a lot of you are good with ads. You have taken courses on ads. You actually ran ads before. It's profitable, but you suck at getting clients. That's why it's good to work with agencies. Now, some cons. Some of them are going to ask you to work on commission basis. Some of them, again, are also startups. So they just don't have a lot of capital. Some of them do, though. Some of them do. So it really depends. Now, what to offer them? Organic outreach or paid ads. And you should be charging somewhere between $1,000 and $3,000 per month for this service. And that's really it. This is the wrong slide. And so that's it, guys. Those are the 3 profitable SMMA niches and what to offer them.